Warm greetings to all the listeners. Myself, Dr. J. Jeffrey James Alves, Assistant Professor from SRM Ramapuram University. So today we'll discuss something about academic writing. So what is academic writing? It is a clear, concise, focused, structured, and backed up by evidence. Its purpose is to aid the reader's understanding. It has a formal tone and style, but it is not complex and it does not require the use of long sentences and complicated vocabulary. A broad definition of academic writing is any writing done to fulfill a college or university requirement. Academic writing is also used for publications read by teachers and researchers or presented at conferences. A very broad definition of academic writing could include any writing assignment that is given in an educational setting. So, the purpose of academic writing in general, the purpose of academic writing is to present the information that displays a clear understanding of a subject. There are several specific purposes. We have got four different purposes that varies according to the type of assignments we have been assigned with. The first one is argument. So this is to persuade the readers to accept the opinion of the writers. The second one is to explain about something which is not been explained earlier or something which has to be explained in a better note. So in that cases we will use the assignment called exposition. And the third one is description, where we use to describe something. This type of academic writing involves maybe the IV, report of an IV industrial visit, report of an tour or an excursion, report of an detailed description about their personal life or any choices or the particular topic selected by the academicians. The fourth one is on narration. This is to tell a story. This usually dealt by the academicians where they like to connect with the real world examples or real life incidents in a narrative format to enhance the listeners or the readers to understand the clear understanding of the particular subject on what they are dealing with. So these are the purposes of an academic writing. Before moving further, let us discuss few common errors which normally people make while doing an academic writing. First one, making excessive use of personal nouns. What is this excessive use? One is I, me, you, us, all this kind of verbs may be leading the reader to believe that the study was overly subjective. Using these words may be interpreted as being done only to avoid presenting an empirical evidence about the particular research problem which they are dealing with. The second one is directives. To avoid directives that demand the reader, like do this, do that, or the directives should be framed within evidence based recommendations or goals that is leading to the specific outcomes that has been desired out of the academic writing. The third error is informal or conversational tone, such as using different slangs or an idiomatic representations. So, academic writing relies on excellent grammar and precise word structure. Your narrative should not include regional dialects or any slang or any terms that is connected with particular community or a particular region or a particular individual, because they can be open to interpretation and this will not be a direct or concise one which may mislead the academic writing in a different path. The other one is vague expression. What is this vague expression? Some examples are they, we, people, the company, that area. All this kind of jargons or words, being concise in your writing includes avoiding all these vague references or references to a particular person, place, things, or an object. While proofreading your paper, be sure to look for and edit any vague statements that lack context. The other one is numbered list and bulleted items. The use of bulleted items or list should be used only if the narrative dictates a need for clarity. For example, it is fine to state the four main problems with hedge funds are and then list them with 1, 2, 3, 4. However, in academic writing, this must be followed by detailed explanation and analysis of each item. Given this, the question you should ask yourself while proofreading is, why begin with the list first, then place the object the next, rather than starting with systematic analysis of each item. This has to be addressed. The next one, descriptive writing. Being an academic writing, describing a research problem is important means of contextualizing a study or a fact or a description that is needed. Because you can't assume the reader knows everything about the topic or the idea which you are speaking about. However, the content of your paper should focus on methodology, the analysis, interpretation of the findings, and the implication as to apply the research problem, not the background information and the description of tangential issues. The next one is personal experience. This personal experience, connecting this with academic writing, drawing upon the personal experience like traveling abroad, caring for someone's disease or someone with Alzheimer's disease, all those are few examples. This can be an effective way of engaging your readers in understanding the research problem. But this error people are making. They are not connecting their personal experience, rather, they are making use of different words and different jargons, different descriptives, which are not really connected with the academic writing. So, use of personal experience only as an example, though this has become the academic writing which relies on evidence based research. Let us now discuss about the characteristics of an academic writing. First one, it is planned and focused, which answers the question and demonstrates an understanding of the subject. Second one, it is structured. It should be coherent, written in logical order, and brings together related points and materials. Third one, evidence. Demonstrate knowledge of the subject area, support opinions and arguments with evidence, and is referenced accurately. The next one is formal in tone and style, using appropriate language and tense, which is clear, concise, and balanced. So let us describe this even more further. How I define my purpose as a reader. The first step to writing academically is to clearly define the purpose of writing and the audience. The most formal academic writing at university is set by and written for an academic tutor or assessor, and there should be clear criteria against which they will mark your work. Once you have a clear idea of what is required for your assignment, you can start planning your research and gather information. Second one, structure your work. Create the overall structure, arrange your points in a logical sequence, structure it based on the paragraph using signaling words. Using signaling words will help the readers to understand the structure of your work and where you might take your argument. Using signaling words may add more information like furthermore, moreover, additionally. Comparing two similar words, example similarly or in comparison, showing contrasting viewpoints like however, in contrast, yet, showing effect or conclusion like therefore, consequently, as a result of all those words. And then you can make use of emphasize like significantly, particularly. All those are emphasizing signals. The next one is reflective signals like first one, second one, finally, or the logical orders. So, how to incorporate evidence? Academic writing must be supported by evidence such as data, fact, quotations, arguments, statistics, research theories. This evidence will be adding substance to your ideas, allowing readers to see what is being informed, demonstrating your understanding of the work, showing your research widely and deeply. So, using a clear and concise language will help you to make your academic writing even more concise, clear, formal, and active, which is being appreciated by everyone. To make use of this even more further, you should make use of two things. One is hedges and boosters. What is hedges? When writing, be careful of using words such as definitely or proofs. Ask yourself whether your statement is a fact or whether there may be some doubt either now or in the future. Some useful hedging words and phrases to your work can be this suggest it is possible that a possible explanation, usually, sometimes, somewhat. All those are hedges. Now, coming to boosters, you might want to express a measure of certainty or a conviction about your writing that can be boosters. So, some useful boosters may be clearly there is a strong correlation. The results indicates all these are boosters that boost your language and also boost your academic work in a better note. Reporting verbs such as neutral verbs or tentative verbs can also add a significant result in your academic writing. Choosing current tense and voices should be followed. Only use first person in case of reflective writing. Use past tense in case of describing your method. Use present tense when you conclude or discuss your knowledge. So, how do you build an argument? You make an argument, structure your argument, develop your argument. All this should be based on evidence, structures, and then you should draw your inference. From there, you should relate it with your conclusion. If you make all this, your academic writing will be even more better. We'll come up with some other new useful information in my upcoming videos. So thank you for your patient listening. With this, I will end my slide here. Thank you everyone.